I knew this was gonna be hard to film. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. You may have noticed that I haven't been on YouTube lately, and I'm here to explain why. Yeah, right, like I'd get on here and cry. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are hoping for a big, dramatic, emotional return to YouTube, yeah, it's not that deep. So you may have noticed that I have not been on YouTube for the past couple of months. For those of you who fell for my clickbaity thumbnail and my clickbaity title, I'm really, really sorry. I just had to play a little prank, but honestly, everything in my life is fine. I've just been super busy lately, and I haven't had the time to devote to YouTube that I've wanted to make quality content and to make content that I'm passionate about, that I hope that you guys will want to watch. So that's all. Just took a little bit of a break. No big deal. No story outside of that. And since we have not had a chance to sit down and have a glass of wine and chat in a little bit, I thought it would be a good idea to come back to YouTube and do a current favorites video. So I went through my makeup stash and I pulled together all of the products that I've really been using a lot lately. Some of the stuff you've seen before, some of the stuff is new. So I'm just gonna take you guys through a few of my favorites, and we're gonna get back to filming, and I'm gonna come back to YouTube and hopefully be able to stick it out. My life is still really, really busy, so I can never make promises as to how long this is actually gonna go on, because it's something that I just do for fun, and I have a lot of other responsibilities that I need to take care of, as this is not my full-time job, but I really love doing it and I've missed it so much. So hopefully, now that things have settled down a little bit, I'll be able to chat with you guys a little bit more and upload videos on a more frequent basis. Oh, that shadow behind me is really bothering me. Like, the sun finally decides to come out at, what, 3:45 p.m.? Awesome. Just before we jump into today's video, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Michaela, and I would love if you would join my YouTube family. Please hit that subscribe button before you leave. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Oh my god, it's been a minute since I filmed. I don't even know what to say anymore. Oh my god. This one is good. So I have a lot I want to share with you guys, so let's go ahead and get into the video. If you want to see what all of my current favorites are, keep watching. Okay, jumping right in, I have a lot of products here that I want to share with you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, that shadow behind me is really, really bugging me. I'm gonna fix it. Just one sec. Okay, so as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the sun. So the first product that I have here is this Briogeo Rosarco Milk Reparative Leave-In Conditioning Spray. Now, I had used this in my hair care routine previously, and then when I ran out of it, I didn't repurchase it. And I've been using other heat protecting sprays for about, I don't know, 4 to 5 months now. And then I decided to order it when it was an add-on for a FabFitFun box. I think it was for like $9 or something crazy like that. Like, it was so cheap. So I was like, oh my god, yes, I love that stuff. And honestly, I will never not use this ever again, because it is such a great heat protecting spray. I love the way it smells. I love the way that it makes my hair feel. And I really feel like I've noticed a difference in the health of the ends of my hair since I've been using this again. I have been trying so hard to grow my hair out over the last couple of years. I've been eating hair gummies and, you know, no wet ponytails, and trying really hard not to fuss with my hair and touch my hair. And I've been using, you know, those special telephone cord elastics that aren't, like, don't kink your hair and don't pull your hair. Like, I've been doing all kinds of things to try and get my hair to grow longer. And I don't know, I think it's a little longer than it was before, like, I'm not sure, but it's still really thin and fine. So I really like this product because it conditions my ends, and it also protects from me heat styling my hair every single day. So I really, really love this product, and it inspired me to try some other Briogeo products. So my next video is going to be my Sephora VIB sale haul, and I went ham, honestly. It's gonna be another $1,000 haul similar to last year. So I'm really excited to film that video. And I bought a few more Briogeo products in that. So you'll see that when I haul all of that stuff, which should be very soon. So next I have a couple of face products here. The first is the Cover FX Blurring Primer. I really love this primer. It works very, very similarly to the Benefit Professional, which is a cult favorite of mine. I love that primer so much, and this one works exactly the same. I find that this truly is a blurring primer. Like, when I put it on my nose and on my cheeks right here, a little bit on my forehead and on my chin, I do find that it does blur out my pores and fills them in, and it makes my foundation lay a lot nicer on my face. So I've been a huge fan of this primer lately. I also have the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I love this powder to set the outer perimeters of my face. I use the Too Faced Peach Perfect underneath my eyes and in the areas where my makeup tends to break up. So I need a more heavy duty setting powder in those areas. But this one is so nice for the rest of the face and just putting a wash of powder onto the rest of the areas of my face to set my foundation down. This powder reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder. It's not as good as that one, but that's to be expected because that's a super high-end brand, and this is like a little drugstore thing that costs like 12 bucks, like maybe even less, I'm not sure. And that powder is like $58 or something like that. But it does work very similarly, and it's very, very lightweight and very soft. So I really love the way it sits on my face. I've been a huge fan of this powder, and I probably will continue to repurchase this over and over because it is such a great powder, a really good find. Ali Glines was the one that turned me on to that one. And then I have a powder foundation here, and this is the Maybelline Mineral Powder Foundation. This powder was actually a really good find because normally when I don't want to use a liquid foundation and I just want to put enough foundation on my face to cover my rosacea and leave the house really quickly, like if I'm doing a 10-minute makeup look, I'll go for the Bare Minerals Powder Foundation. And I ran out of that one, and I was waiting for the Sephora VIB sale to order another one, but I wanted a powder foundation because I can't do a full beat every day. Like, that is just way too high maintenance, and some days I really just want to put a little bit of makeup on and then leave the house. So what I did was I Googled drugstore dupes for the Bare Minerals foundation, and this one came up, and I was so happy with it. So this works exactly the same as the Bare Minerals powder foundation. I think it's a perfect drugstore dupe for it. You just put a little bit of it into the cap and then swirl around a kabuki brush, and then you just buff onto the face in circular motions. I find it provides a lot of coverage, which is really good because my face has been kind of crazy lately and my rosacea has been really red. So I'm so impressed with how this has performed, and it's like a fraction of the price of the Bare Minerals one. So I've been thinking of lots of different video ideas since I've been on hiatus from YouTube, always just like, oh yeah, that'd be a great video to film. As soon as I have more time, I'm gonna do that. And one of the ideas I had was my 10-minute makeup look. So to actually show you guys like how I go from completely barefaced to a face that I'm pretty happy with, that I'm comfortable leaving the house with in 10 minutes or less. And this is definitely part of that routine. So if you'd like to see that video, please leave me a comment down below and let me know because I would love to film that for you. But this has just been such a great product. I've been loving it recently. And if you're somebody that doesn't want to wear like a full face of liquid foundation and you're just looking for something that has good coverage but is still a powder foundation, I would highly recommend this one. Now moving on to bronzer, and oh my god, you guys, I cannot tell you how much I love this bronzer. This is the Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer. This is in the shade Tantastic, and I've been wearing this pretty much every day since I got this bronzer. And I think the last video that I posted on my channel like 2 months ago was a makeup haul, and this was in there. And I've been using this pretty much every single day for the last 2 months, and I haven't even hit pan yet. A little goes a long way. It's the perfect shade. It is so beautiful, so blendable. I love it so much. And it smells like coconut. It smells like exactly like the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I would say that this bronzer is more pigmented than the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I can get pretty much the same look with both. They're very similar in scent and in shade, and they perform pretty similarly, but I find that I have to pack on the Physicians Formula one a little bit more. With this one, a little goes such a long way, and as you can see, even though I've been using it pretty much every day for the past 2 months, I haven't hit pan, and I've barely like made a dent in the press that was originally on the pan. Like, you can still see the original imprint from when it was new. So this is such a great bronzer, you guys, and I love the compact. I love that it has such a big mirror in it. Seriously, just fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. Thank goodness that Marc Jacobs made this bronzer permanent, so the next time you're in Sephora, go pick it up. You won't be disappointed, especially if you love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. You will love this one. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow. I have been using this palette so much over the last 2 months, and I seriously love it so much. This is the KKW Beauty Classic palette. I love the shades in this palette, and I have been using this palette so much. I know it doesn't seem like it, but these shades are so pigmented, and honestly, they blend out so beautifully that you don't even need very much of it. Honestly, like these 3 shades right here, I've been using constantly. Like every single time I do a brown, neutral, smoky eye look, I will reach for this palette and I will use those shades. And honestly, I just like very slightly dip my brush in, and so much pigment goes onto the eyes. There's not a lot of fallout. It's very smooth. It's very blendable. I love this palette so much, and I've been using it seriously a lot, and it has worked so well for me. It is such a good quality palette, and I'm so happy that I bought it. Super good. Next, I have these 2 little palettes, and you guys have seen me use these and talk about these palettes before, I think, but I have just been loving these recently because, again, I've been super duper busy and I don't have time to go through my whole makeup collection and use 1 shade from this palette and 1 shade from that palette and whatever. Like, I just want to seriously pick up 1 palette and be able to use all of the shades in it and make 1 look. And that has been so important for me recently, and so you're gonna hear me talk about that a lot on my channel in the next little bit, because if there's a palette that doesn't have enough shades in it for me to do a look from start to finish, I kind of don't love it because I need a palette that I can just like grab once, use a whole bunch of shades in it, and then my eye look is done and I can move on. So the first one is the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves palette, and I have been using this seriously so often. Every time I want to do a purple smoky eye, which is pretty often because I really like the look of a purple smoky eye on myself, I have been using this palette. And to me, this palette is so foolproof. It's like makeup for dummies. And when I say dummies, I mean me, because you just have to go from this side to that side and use all the shades in a row, and then you have the perfect look. And every shade complements the next one, and you have like a gorgeous smoky eye that takes very, very little time and very, very little thinking and effort, and I've been really enjoying that lately. So I use this first shade here all over the lid. I blend the next 2 shades into the crease. I use this darker shade just on the outer corner, and then I use this darkest shade on the end a little bit in the outer corner and also along the lower lash line, and then I blend out the lower lash line with these 2 colors, and boom, I'm done. The only thing I have to add is a brow bone highlight and an inner corner highlight, which I'll get to in a second. But this palette has been so good, and I have also been traveling a ton for work recently. I've been going to Toronto a million times, and every single time I pack my makeup, I will pack this palette and the palette that I'm going to talk about next, which is the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. And I feel like this has been in my favorites before, I'm not sure, but again, like this palette is just so perfect. It's little, it's compact, and you can do a full and complete look with it. So again, I put this shade all over the lid. I use this shade to blend out in the crease, and then I use this shade and this shade in the outer corner, and then I use this glittery shade all over the lid, and it's a perfect look. Like seriously, it's so foolproof, so easy, so fast. And these 2 little palettes, they don't take up a lot of room in my makeup collection. Like I can just throw them into my makeup bag and into my suitcase. They don't take up a lot of room. I know that I'm gonna be able to like put together a really quick look when I'm getting ready in the morning at the hotel, wherever I need to go. So I've really, really enjoyed these palettes over the last 2 months. So much so that I actually bought something from Dose of Colors that I'm going to show you right now. This is the Dose of Colors Vault. So once I fell in love with the Marvelous Mauves palette and like how easy it was for me to just grab it in the morning and put together a really quick makeup look, I realized that Dose of Colors actually has a whole line of these 5 shadow palettes, and I wanted them all. So I went online and I bought the Dose Vault. So this is it here. So there's Blushing Berries, Sassy Siennas, Marvelous Mauves, which I already have, so obviously that one's going to go into a future giveaway, and then they have Baked Browns and Pretty Cool. So I'm really excited to dip into these 4 palettes. So I'm not going to show them all to you right now, because maybe if you'd like to see these palettes in a future video, let me know. I can go through them all, I can swatch them all for you and show them all to you. Just leave a comment down below if you'd like to see that. But just to show you the Blushing Berries one, because this one is like my favorite, here it is. So again, it goes from lightest to darkest, and all you have to do is sort of just like blend the shadows onto your eye, moving this way, using them all, and you have a perfect foolproof look. So I love the shades in this particular palette, and like these palettes they're shiny and they're cute. They're just, I love them. I haven't had a chance to like even dip into all of these yet because I've gotten so much new makeup recently, and like I said, I've been super busy and I haven't had a chance, but I am really, really pumped to try all of these palettes out and do a look with each one of them and see, you know, kind of how it turns out and if they're as convenient for me as the Marvelous Mauves palette. And not to digress too much about palettes, but just conversely, looking at the Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. Now you guys know I'm a huge Jaclyn Hill fan. I love her products, I love Morphe Shadows, but once I started integrating these Vault palettes into my makeup collection, I realized that I wasn't reaching for them very often, and that is because I've been super busy and I need to do my makeup in a hurry. And when I open this palette, like this is the Armed and Gorgeous palette, when I open this palette and I look at it, I'm just like, ugh, what am I gonna do? Like, you know, I feel like these are the type of palettes that take a little bit more time and a little bit more creativity, and that's great for all you artists out there and everything like that, but for myself, I don't have time for that. Like, so I haven't been reaching for these palettes as often because I'm like looking at this and I'm like, what do I do with this white snow shade? What do I do with this green shade? What do I do with this like bronzy brown shade? And how does it work with all the rest of them? Like, I can't take that chance. I can't be like, oh, I'm gonna try this new look today, and then if it looks ridiculous and I have to leave the house in 5 minutes, I'm sort of hooped at that point. So that's why I haven't really been reaching for these as often. And again, not to digress too much, but I've been kind of disappointed in this because the black shade in my Dark Magic palette fell out and shattered everywhere and got all over my bathroom, and I was kind of surprised at that because I've never really had a problem with Morphe Shadows in that way, so that was kind of annoying, and so that's why I haven't really been reaching for these palettes too much, because I feel like they're the type of palettes that I need to really think and come up with a look and experiment and try things and be willing to wipe things off and have the time to do that, and so I haven't really been in that space at all. But with these two little palettes, absolutely, they have worked so well for that purpose, and so that's why they're in my current favorites. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about are these ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. This one is in the shade Paisley, and I can't even really show it to you because it's like basically gone. Like, I've been scraping the last little bit of product from the outside of this component, like using every last little bit of it that I possibly can. It's just such a beautiful all over the lid shade. So when I go into the KKW Beauty palette and I use those three shades of the brown, the kind of rusty red, and the dark brown, I use this all over the lid, and it's really, really quick, and I can just move on. Same thing with this one. I gotta be really careful because this one is kind of broken up. Oh, yeah, there we go. It wouldn't be a Michaela Dawn video if something didn't break and shatter all over the place, so that's fine. So when I do my eyes with the Marvelous Mauves palette, I will go in with this shade Frog. It's a beautiful shimmery purple shade. It goes perfectly with that little palette, and so I have been loving these recently. I went onto the ColourPop website, and I think I am going to purchase another 6 or 7 shades in this ultra glitter format because I really, really love this formula, and I love the way that these shadows look all over the lid. And they're so easy to use. Like, you just seriously like go in with your finger, press it all over the lid, blend it out with a blending brush, and you're done. So it's like a really, really quick way to get a gorgeous look on your eyes. So I've been loving these recently. Next, I want to talk about this Sleek Solstice highlighting palette. I don't actually use this as a highlighting palette anymore, to be honest. I found that since there are so many palettes in my collection that don't have brow bone shades and inner corner shades, I actually grab this and I use this for those purposes. So I don't really use the cream shade at all because I hate cream products and I have no purpose for it. But there's purple, pink, and this sort of like yellow shade here. This one I use on the inner corner every single day. I love it. It reminds me of MAC Nylon or Anastasia Soft Gold. Those colors I love on the inner corner, and this one works perfectly for that. And then these two shades work beautifully as brow bone highlights. They're super pigmented. I love this purple one when I use the Marvelous Mauves palette, and I'll use this sort of lighter pinky shade when I'm doing a warm toned like brown smoky eye or whatever. And then I go in with this one in the inner corner. And again, this is like a small little palette and it's easy to pack. So honestly, when I travel, these are the 4 things that I've been taking with me. It fits into my makeup bag really easily. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and I can do a number of really, really beautiful looks with just these palettes. Instead of bringing like a million big palettes like I have in the past when I've traveled, or like my big custom Z palette or whatever. I don't have time for that. I don't love packing and unpacking that stuff. So this has just been really easy for me to grab and go. So I've been loving those products for that. Whew, it's been a while. I need a wine break. So next thing I have here is highlighter, and I realized that I'm gonna look like a little bit of a Kardashian stan based on the things that I have in this favorites video. But the next thing I want to talk to you guys about that I love so much is this KKW Beauty highlighting palette. This highlighting palette is freaking gorgeous. It reminds me so much of the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I really love that highlighting palette, and this one I love even more because it has this shade right here, which is called White Gold No. 1. So I love this shade so much, and I've always said, like, if I was gonna put together my perfect highlighting palette, it would be like a white gold sort of pearly shade, and then a champagne pop kind of a shade, and then like a pink, like gorgeous Bobbi Brown pink glow kind of a shade. And this has the 2 out of the 3. So this gold shade I haven't used very much because it's a little bit dark on my light skin tone, and I'm pretty fair right now. But these 3 right here, this one's kind of a purpley one, this is a pinky one, and this is like a nice white gold one. They look so beautiful. I can just like fluff them on. I get a lot of pigment. They blend out really beautifully. They don't emphasize texture, and then I can just move on. So this has been a palette that I've been absolutely loving. And honestly, if I could buy this shade right here by itself, I would buy like 40 of them. Seriously, I would stock up and I would buy so many because I've been using the crap out of that shade, and I love it so much. So if you guys have a chance to order from KKW Beauty, I would highly recommend this and the classic palette. I have been so impressed with those products. They're super high quality and they've worked so well for me. And then the last couple things I have here, the first one really shocked me because I never thought I would see the day when I would love a mascara as much as I love the Too Faced Better Than Sex and the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. But here we are. This is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, and you guys, I love this mascara so much. It has replaced those other 2 in my makeup collection for now while I use it up. I have been so impressed with this, and I think I've been like actually thinking honestly about why I love it so much and what I was gonna tell you guys when I finally like showed you the fact that I love this product. And I think it's because it's super pigmented. It adds a lot of length to the lashes. It adds a lot of volume to the lashes, and it does that in a short amount of time. So you don't actually have to build up this product to get the look that you want with your lashes. I can actually achieve the look that I want with this mascara in 1 coat. And as I said, I've been super busy lately and I don't have time to F around with makeup and like F around with 14 coats of mascara in the morning. Like, I don't have time, and I have loved this mascara because I put on 1 coat. My lashes are super black, super long, super voluminous, and it stays all day long. It doesn't flake. Like, it is such a great mascara and I love it so much. Like, seriously, I'm gonna put this one next to those other 2 like on my list of holy grail mascaras because this one's done it, and I didn't think any mascara was going to be able to touch those other 2, but I love this one absolutely 100%. And the last product I want to show you guys is a gloss. Duh, what else is new? I don't wear anything else besides gloss, especially lately. I have not touched any of the liquid lipstick in my collection, any of my bullet lipsticks, any of my lip liners, nothing. I've basically just been wearing gloss. And this one is the Cocoa by Kylie Cosmetics gloss. This is in the shade Damn Gina, and I am wearing this on my lips right now. Like, I really love the fact that it's sort of a like a Your Lips But Better shade. I love the formula. I love the smell of it. I love that it's not too sticky. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but it's not obnoxious. Like, it just looks like a really flattering, reflective gloss, and I think it's really beautiful. And again, especially because I have had no time to really like experiment with a lot of different lipsticks and everything. You guys know that my go-to is always a pink gloss. This has worked so perfectly for me. And I also think the packaging of this is really nice. It's nice to have in my purse. I love looking at it. I know that's like kind of a stupid thing, but I really feel like it's nice, like high quality, reflective, luxury packaging. And I've been wearing this almost every single day, interchanged with my Fenty Beauty gloss, which I also love. But this one has been in the rotation, and I think it's really great. I love it so much. And finally, a wine favorite, because I cannot do a favorites video for you guys without talking to you about my current wine favorite, and that is the 2016 Maline Rosé. This is a rosé from California. So this isn't like a super fancy wine or anything. It's a rosé blend. It's not anything like, I don't know, super special, but it seriously tastes so good. It's a little bit more on the pricey side. They sell it at the LC for I think $33 Canadian, and right now it's on sale for $28. And I've been really, really loving this rosé because it's sophisticated, like it says, and it has a whole bunch of like different beautiful nuanced flavors in it, but it's not like super dry and like really, really fancy rosé that you need to like eat blue cheese with or something. It is a really, really good, just like standard great rosé for like easy drinking, and I've really been loving this the last couple of months. And the theme of this entire video, as you can tell, is just like things that make my life easier, that I can grab quickly, that I know will work, that I know I'm gonna enjoy, that I know is like gonna be a tried and true, and this wine is definitely that for me. So again, when I'm coming home from work and I've had a crazy day and I have a million things to do at home and I want to grab a bottle of wine on the way home, I don't want to go to the LC and like look at labels for 25 minutes. I want to go in, grab a wine that I like, and get the hell out. So this is the wine that I have been grabbing off the shelves recently at my local LC. I really, really love it. And if you're somebody who likes rosé, but not sweet rosé, like drier rosé, this one's not bone dry, but it's not sweet. It's not sickly sweet. It's really good. And if you like the wine Whispering Angel, like I know a lot of people have been talking about Whispering Angel rosé, and in my opinion, it's a good rosé, but there are better rosés for equal to less of a price, and this is one of them. So if you like Whispering Angel, I would highly recommend you pick this one up because I think that you will enjoy it as well. And that is it, you guys, for my return to YouTube and my current beauty favorites. I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you've made it this far, thank you so much for returning to my channel and watching my new video that I posted. I know it's so easy if someone doesn't post in a while to just unsubscribe and sort of write them off. So if you're still here, I love you so much, and thank you so much for sticking around while I took a little break. I really, really appreciate everyone's support. And for everyone who reached out to me and asked me where I was, asked me if I was okay, and said that you were looking forward to me posting again, and said that you wanted me to return to YouTube and post some new content. Thank you so much. That is so sweet, and I so deeply appreciate it. I'm not somebody who like, you know, does this for a living. I just sort of do it for fun, and I do it because I love makeup and I love to talk about makeup. You guys know that. So I really, really appreciate all of your love and support. Thank you so much. So if you are watching this video and you have not subscribed already, please make sure you hit that button before you leave. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up as well. And as always, guys, if you liked this video, please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment down below letting me know the kind of videos you want to see me do in the future. And if you didn't like this video, keep that shit to yourself. That hasn't changed. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.